Hello, my name is Ep34. Welcome back to another episode of Colossus as Iran. In previous episode, we started getting some of the good techs that we queued up earlier. We started increasing the clothing production. Still got a bit of a shortage of clothing, mind you, but it has been improving. It's down to minus 1100 instead of the minus 1600, so there's already 500 extra we're producing. Of course, we are having some power issues right now, which is quite formidable issue right now. Ooh, more oil discovery in Mazandaran. How much do we have there now? Up to 20. Okay, so it's not really that huge increase there. It's still an increase, mind you. But it could be better. It could definitely be better. And it looks like the class works are making a huge amount of money. Do we have a lot of class available? We do have a little bit. I do actually wonder, should we perhaps try to export some of that? To the Russian? Well, most of this isn't really going to be all that profitable. What about oil? Is there any good targets? Not really. Opium? Not really. Explosives? I mean, there's a little bit, but not too much. Porcelain? Ooh. Oh, no. Most of this is very small numbers or not really worth it. We could try importing. No, clothing is actually not that much worth importing. Automobiles, there's probably not a lot of nations exporting, so there's that. Engines, you know, we could start importing some engines from prison. We got the trade treaty with them, so we can export pretty easily, or trade agreement with them, so we can export, or rather import quite easily. But we're currently waiting for the infamy to drop before we start declaring war on Marina Kingdom. I want to get to like about 3 infamy, which is less than a year away, but we'll probably get the electric railways right before that. We'll switch to at least partially that, or to that, and then I suppose actually, yeah, once we get some engines, that's, oh, well-pros adoption, there we go. We might actually pass the private health insurance soon as well. It would be kind of nice. I mean, with the standard of living already being a bit higher, and we can already increase the institution level by at least 1 more, I think. Let's actually double check, is that... Ooh, well, maybe not. At least not yet. We do have a bit of modifiers that are reducing our bureaucracy by. That's going to be another 4 years over there. Authority is reduced for quite a while. Oh, we've got only 28 months for the Grand or Greatest Exhibition. Okay. That is a bit unfortunate. We still have the Server the Isthmus decision available. We're not going to take that one, though. Plastic production... Oh, hold on a minute. Did we not switch all of the classworks to use the plastic? Oh, no, we did. Hold on, so what was the thing in there, then? Occupancy is greater than 75%. Our profits are not necessarily that great. Cash reserves are greater than... Wait, weekly profit greater than 10 and weekly profit greater than 0. Okay, well, we got most of it in there. We just needed a bit more, and then we will probably get a better boost. What's this, then? Brunei is having a revolution. Yes, we'll declare neutrality over there. And then Iraq is having another revolution. There's just constant civil wars going on. We haven't had to fight any civil wars on this one, but, you know, as a player, it's a lot easier to keep things under control. Oh, and we just had someone retire. Get a new general over here. This is 16 battalion, so this is not too bad. Open terrain command, I don't know if that's going to be... Offense in flat terrain could be useful. No, we'll take that one. The idea is that we can maybe then use that one for the landings. What do we have here? Political migration. Written unstable political environment in Iran has proven attractive to political exiles and stateless people. They have begun to congregate in coffee houses of Tehran. You know, we'll get a bit of prestige. Resource boom in Mazandaran. Ooh. We're going to get the standard of living higher, or we're going to increase the throughput. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, we do want to get some more resource production, quite frankly. Right, so let's actually have a look at the... If we were to build... Actually, what do we need right now? We still need probably at least engines, yeah. We are going to fix that in a few months, though. Partially. Automobiles will need a lot, so I suppose what we could just go ahead and do is get some more power plants, which I guess is going to be right here. So peasants... Oh, actually. Oh, there's already one being built in Tibet. That's actually another thing. I could just start building stuff in Tibet. Improving the stuff there. But yeah, so amount of peasants that we have. Baku's got a little bit. We could get any... Yeah, getting a little bit of electricity over there might not hurt. And let's go ahead and start investing into Tibet. Turn that into an industrial powerhouse. They've got plenty of peasants available. What are the local prices in here? Because Tibet's got its own market, doesn't it? So we can have a look through here. They could use a bit of luxury furniture and porcelain. Some opium, they won't really get that easily. Tea is probably kind of beyond their reach. Iron, they could use a bit more. So perhaps I could go ahead and build a iron... Do they have iron mines in here? No, they don't. Okay, so there's no mining. There's a bit of logging, but that's already maxed out. They've got a lot of the rye farms already maxed out as well. Okay, so they are kind of limited in terms of resources. Very limited, in fact. Unfortunately, I can't really trade with them. Because I won't have the market access. They don't have sea access, and I'm not neighboring them. Essentially, they kind of have to buy everything through Britain or China. Unless we could probably just conquer Punjab, to be fair, but they're a bit of a stronger nation. But that would give us the, actually, what do they have? Oh, there's coffee plantations right here as well. We probably should have expanded down this way ages ago, then. That would give us the market access on Punjab, so they could buy or get stuff from us, or we could even have them in our market at that point. But yeah, so there's not too much in here that we might really need. Mostly because the market, again, it's very limited that they have in there. What do they have in abundance? A little bit sulfur and explosives, but they don't really need either one of those, really. They got a lot of clothing. Luxury clothing, that is. They got a whole lot of alcohol. Some meat. They got a bit of weapons. So actually, we could build maybe a textile mill. I mean, they've got several levels already in here, so it's not really that much then. They won't really be able to get fabric. So yeah, I suppose we'll just let the private sector do most of the construction in Tibet. Among other things, of course. Right, so below 6 infamy. So that's at least slowly drifting downwards. We are still number 6 in GDP. And fruit of thy labor. What is the... Oh, did not join a... Okay. Chief Porters has already got fairly good relations with us. We can probably increase this influence a bit further, I guess. Which might help. I mean, I suppose if we have a look at the government again, we haven't really tried to change this in a long while. But it just, this seems to be the most stable right now in terms of legitimacy. Although I suppose, hold on a minute. It's the dictator that's probably still going to stay in power, regardless of who's in the government, isn't it? That's probably the reason then. How old is he? 58. Okay, so probably not going to be switching quite yet. Or being, you know, set aside anytime soon. Ooh, homesteading movement. Okay. Quite nice. Wait, what do we have right now then? Oh, we still got tenant farmers. Oh, well, no wonder the landowners have a lot of political strength. Or relatively large amount of political strength. But yeah, the homesteading could be quite useful. So we had some trade routes removed. Right. I believe that's Perak having some issues. They might not have port anymore. No, they don't. Oh, they're building one. They don't have any right now, so that's gonna put them into a bit of a pickle. Debate failed. Well, that's not good. So back to 8%. Alright, then well, we can still pass the law. It just might take a bit longer than intended. But yeah, so once we get the electric railways, that's going to allow us... Actually, does that change the labor? Well, it just, yeah, means more engineers, which is more better paying jobs, I suppose. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and actually privatize these motor engines in here. That's 10 levels. We can increase the throughput drastically if and when they do get sold. So that's going to allow us to get a bit more engines in here. It will also mean a bit more rubber is required. I think we're going to manage that hopefully soon. We're below 5 infamy. Oh, plastic production completed. Okay. Well, that's worth building throughput. Or we get a 6... Oh, British Rars get 6 on plastics. And we'll also get the throughput. So that should probably get us close to 110 million again. Although I'm not entirely sure if it will, but there's a chance at least for it. Yeah, the private sector is doing most of the construction. At this point, we don't really need too much. And again, we don't really have the labor anymore. Because we've industrialized so heavily, and then we don't actually have some of the key resources. Well, mostly key resource being rubber, I suppose. And then, of course, we don't actually have enough power for some of the things needed as well. Actually, so there's compression ignition. I would save us, well, that's level 5, so that probably is not something that we'll get easily. Conveyors would allow us to get the assembly lines. We'll probably want to get the steam turbine regardless first. Then the mechanized farming could be kind of useful. But that's probably going to be spread before we even get to there. What are we getting in military? So that was the enlistment officers. That's going to be the second to last. And in society, we're getting the corporatism. Oh, okay, that could be, well, less radicals at least. So that's kind of nice. And after that is either anarchism or human rights, I believe. That is going to be spreading. And after that, eventually feminism as well. That's going to be the last one that we'll get on the tier 30 text, I reckon. At least in the society side of things. Strike wave in Iraq. Well, Iraq is Ajami, so in our capital. We can order them get back to work. Or, well, it's 2 years. Manufacturing interactive throughput and infrastructure throughput is going to be reduced. Political mobile radicalization. Preserve charity hospitals will be reduced. And trade unions get more political strength. You know what? We'll go with that. So, trade unions aren't quite as upset with us. They're still probably fairly upset, mind you. We've got plenty of innovations. We are at the innovation max right now. So that's at least good. We're down to 4.2 infamy. So again, we're just waiting for the infamy to drop enough so that once we start fighting against the Marina Kingdom, we can do that without issues. And I think we'll start with the... Actually, which one should we go for? Southern one's got the coal mines there. That could be quite useful. Backroom dealings exposed. We'll get a setback. That's going to cause us a bit of bureaucracy. But then we are now potentially one fail away from not passing that law at all. Which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not necessarily a disaster. But oh, there we go. 16.4 standard living. But back to number 4 on the list. GDP is still kind of stalling, but we are now at 1,000 prestige though. That is quite nice. I think at this point what we can probably do, because it's going to take a while before the war starts. So we're going to start by conquer state southern Madagascar. I don't think they'll get much help other than from their ally there. We don't really need to do too much. So we'll start the war. They will not accept that. We don't really need to take a part on that particular war. But on our war, we're not going to add in the extra war goal quite yet. We're going to let the infamy drop a little bit further. Ooh, there's the electric railways. And corporatism. Well, there we go. So, electric railways. Let's start in our capital, just to see how much it's going to have an impact. It's going to require a massive amount of power, but it will provide a lot more engines, which means that power production is going to be a bit cheaper. I suppose that also means that there's... Let's actually have a look. How much is that an impact on the engines? There's still a deficit of about 1,000. I suppose another one would be probably in Isfahan. We've got 10 levels over there. I'm going to put that one. Maybe we'll put the automobile production as well. Get more automobiles going. And then I suppose another thing that we can do is if there's any transportation issues... Oh, log carts. Okay, that's brilliant. And we can go for the railways and put on the electrical trains there. It reduces the coal consumption. It will actually be a bit more expensive right now, but that will allow us to get even more transportation, which we can then use to reduce the labor need. Oh, refrigerated rail cars. Oh. That's actually quite nice. And then the open plantations we're using... So everything over here, I believe, is now used in transportation as much as possible. Was there anything else than those two in the electrical railways? Right, so refrigerated cars and livestock ranches and fishing wharves. And then there's a rail log carts, electric trains, joint electric trains, railway production. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, that might be a different ownership thing. Throughput over here is still reduced drastically because of the local bonus in our capital. But how is that now for the production? So engine price is still 35%. There's less than 1,000 deficit at least. Still need a whole lot more clothing, which we haven't really done too much to reduce the demand for. In Arabistan, we've got a lot of textiles. I'm going to go and put the automated power looms in there, electric sewing machines. We'll go ahead and get another power plant in there, which will hopefully start hiring a lot more people, if possible at least. And now we've of course started researching the steam turbines. Now we are not quite to the point where we need to be worried. They got a bit of armies in there, but not too much. And then we'll wait a little bit with the infamy before we worry about that too much. We'll probably wait until like somewhere over here on the near the end of where we can still add war goals. We'll just need to keep an eye on that. But we will want to add in the war goal to take the other half of... Oh, Japan backs down against Russia. Because they probably took Sakhalin. No. Oh, Shikoku was taken by Russia. Alright then. So they're losing grounds here, left and right here. So that's a bit unfortunate. Right, so back to 14.5 infamy. It's not going to go down far enough before the end of the stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the war goal. We'll conquer state, Northern Madagascar. That is now 25. Oh, we'll just go ahead and fast. Well, very nice. So that's down here. How much do we have there now? 14. I mean, that's not too bad. We'll probably build one in there. It might be time for us to activate some armies. I think we could just activate the small army over here. Then, just in case, we can activate the other army as well. So if the first one fails to land, which it might, we'll at least have the navy to support the first one. The other one is going to be much bigger, but then, of course, it won't have the support from the fleet properly. Oh, we're starting to have a bit of tobacco shortage. And law stalled. Okay, so that law will not pass. Unfortunate, but again, not the end of the world. Oh, and there we go. Now we're at 111 million GDP. So war can be quite profitable at times. If you're winning, it can be. But yeah, it's also a little bit risky business. Legislative failures. Yeah, there we go. So that's not something we can pass right now. What about homesteading? If we were to try pass that one, landowners would be very upset about that. Rule folk do support it, and there's the movement, so that's actually much more likely to pass. We'll try to go for that one. So we've got a little bit armies. Oh, Buganda sides with the enemy. Well, Buganda is landlocked over there, so I don't think there'll be much of an issue. And it looks like the landowners are very much upset right now, but it just means less tax income. It's not the end of the world. Again, we've got still a massive amount of cash reserves. We've got 60 million, which is more than what the investment pool is actually right now. So there is that. Yeah, so we got the war goal set. Let me just... Alright, can we still... Oh, we can... That could be more infamy. That's going to be a little bit more infamy. Now, we're not going to put that as a primary war goal. I think we'll be fine without it. But I'm a bit surprised that the ally did not join the war at all. But I guess that's fine. We do have quite a bit of electricity shortage, though. And that's going to be quite an issue, I reckon. Now, I do actually wonder, is there... any more things that we could do to reduce the labor use? In some buildings, probably not too much. Levels of fraction, maybe these could be built. Well, except in places where it's not going to be much profit, which is probably most of the areas, let's be honest. And then maybe same way over here, we'll just exempt anything that is not able to use it properly. Actually, tobacco plantation, let's put the automatic irrigation there. I know that might not be profitable right now, but we're going to do it anyway. Oh, right, the Ask Academies could use photographic art. Right, that's going to be fine. And then logging camps. Is there electric sawmills? They might not be... Well, except on the places where it doesn't make profits. And the chainsaws. Also Oh. Ah. It might not be that much worthwhile right now. And the railways, we haven't really... Actually, is there a journal entry for the electrified railway? Not as far as I can tell. Oh, no. There is, any building in capital is railway, has actually electric trains and still passenger carriages, and level 5. Okay, let me just double check that. Do we have level 5 railway in our capital? No, we'll give another 2 levels in there then. And that should fix it. Oh, right, because we don't get the bonus from the landowners, we now have a massive influence shortage. There we go. The war has started. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and... naval invasion. We'll do it in the northern Madagascar, I suppose. And we'll send in the... Oh, the commander is busy. Hold on a minute. Do we not have a commander? No, we do. Oh, you're a politician. Okay, we'll go ahead and recruit another admiral in there then. Check the explorer over there. Sure. So we can now... Let's try that again. Take 4 weeks. They will have the numbers advantage in there. We're attacking in an invasion. We'll have a bit of a penalty for our troops, so it might not work out on the first invasion, but we shall see. We're still having some issues with the influence, but I think that is actually getting better and better. We've got 19 battalions going to do a landing in here. Looks like, oh right, Egypt is fighting against their vassal over there in Somalia. So they've got 30 battalions. Again, we've got much better quality. We should be able to deal a lot more damage. We've got the shrapnel artillery. Oh, there's the first combat. At least in theory. Actually, no, it hasn't started yet. It's just showing the numbers in there. No active battles yet, but I'm guessing that will start soon. Oh, wait, no, that's the battalions now arrived there. The fleet arrived earlier. Oh, there we go. That's the first battle. We might actually win this. We're inflicting so much more casualties on the enemy. Well, we are admittedly taking some casualties as well, but we've got higher offense than their defense. We've got, of course, the kill rate is so much higher, so we are actually nearing the point where we are equal in numbers. The enemy is already exhausted. We've got the rapid advance, which means that we will capture more provinces, potentially. Oh, surprise maneuver. Or morale damage is even higher. Okay, so the enemy is losing a lot more troops. They already had less manpower in the combat than we do. Oh, controlled retreat. Well, good for them. They're taking still a lot of morale damage but they are retreating. We did take some casualties on this, which means that we'll need to then hire some more soldiers, but I think that we'll be fine. And that means that we'll be hopefully... Oh, popular outrage. A week-long tour of the countryside to spread awareness of the need for homesteading among the rural folk. 10% success chance, and +2 for the landowner or the rural folk. Or we could increase the popularity of that. You know what? We'll take the 15% there. What's the worst that could happen? We're emboldening a agitator. Probably quite a bit, to be fair. So the first battle was a victory. I suspect that the second battle might be a victory as well. Yeah, so we're now at 26% on the landing progress. Oh, there we go. So they got about twice the troops in there. Although manpower-wise, they only had an advantage of 7,000, so there was about a 50% increase in there. But our troops are doing pretty good damage, I dare say. So we are going to be winning this one quite handily as well. We are admittedly taking a bit more casualties than I would like to be dealing with, but that's fine. We'll survive, and then we'll conquer all of Madagascar. We can hopefully unlock the rubber plantations there. We'll build all of them in there as soon as possible. And then from there, we'll have all the rubber needed for our market, hopefully. Then we're going to start building a whole lot of cars, which we are still probably a number 2 producer. No, we're number 3 producer. Well, we still got opium and oil on the number 1. Who deserves the credit? I think farmers. Farmers sounds good. Oh, and is that another battle? Yeah, we already control 52%, so that's the battle number 3. Colombia's improving relations. Well, that's good. We started with more manpower already in the combat. They still got more battalions, but they won't be able to, you know, retrain their troops as quickly as we are. Plus, we got a much higher population overall, I reckon. Oh, there we go. 16.5 standard of living, so that's improving even further. There we go. Oh, hold on a minute. Brazil is having a civil war. It's quite a significant civil war over here. So there's both Russia and North German Federation on Brazil's side of things. And then there's a few others in there, but also Hungary is on the fascist Brazil side. So there's going to be fighting between North German Federation and Russia versus also Hungary over here. Okay. Not exactly what I was expecting, but sure. We're now at 78, so we just need one more battle and we should have probably most of the North Madagascar conquered. Or at least we will have a landing site. Oh, and France sides with Brazil. Okay, so Austria-Hungary is going to be fighting against these 3 nations here. Okay, then. Oh, Metropolitan Railway completed. There we go. We can get some more prestige and railway building throughput. Or, well, we'll get the throughput anyway. We get prestige or we get more loyalists. I think we've got plenty of loyalists, though. We'll get the prestige. We're now already at 1,060. We're about 125 from time modifiers, to be fair. One of which will expire soon, I reckon. And there we go. We did actually conquer the entire state there. War wounded completed. Modern nursing. Ah, recovery rate 20%. Oh, there we go. So we could send the other army in here as well if need be. I don't know if we need to. It probably wouldn't hurt, to be fair. But how's the battles in here? We haven't started yet. Of course, now we'll have probably a bit better situation. Ooh, there we go. Oh, Colombia sides with fascist Brazil, okay. But yeah, there we go. So they're... Oh. We're getting pulled into this war. Oh. Right, Japan's having a civil war. What are they offering in that particular war? Obligation? Nah. And then in here, there's also an obligation. No, I don't really need obligations right now. I need rubber. That's what we need. And that's what we're trying to get over here in Madagascar. So the first state is already occupied. That shouldn't take too long for the second one then. Because the enemy forces are... manpower-wise, they are much lower. At least per battalion. Than what we are. So overall, this should be... Actually, how much do they... Oh, yeah, they are tiny in comparison. Let's see, they got 3,500 and... 5,000. Okay, a bit less than 6,000. So they got about 10,000 men total. And we've got 14 in here. And we already started conquering the southern state as well. So I have a feeling that Marina Kingdom will fall soon enough. Or they will be willing to take the peace deal very shortly. Not quite yet. Oh, Spain signs with fascist Brazil. Okay. Oh, media endorsements. That would be another 15% chance. And less time. You know what? I'll take that. I want to pass the law. There we go. Oh, there's panic retreat. Oh, brilliant. They're going to be taking so much casualties in that. Because, you know, irregular infantry fighting against hankering machine guns, shrapnel artillery, and all that sort of stuff. You know, admittedly, we're not exactly the top of the line in terms of military, but we're decent enough to make a difference. And how we're looking on the occupation in here, we control 52% of the state. There is a bit of malaria in here, but I don't think that's going to be the biggest issue for us. And there's another battle in here after this. Oh, well, there we go, they capitulated. Right. And there's the peace treaty. Now, we could incorporate these, but I don't think we actually have to. We could start building some stuff in here. Let's have a look at the population. So it's not exactly great. Do you have ports in here? We do have one. I'm going to build a couple more ports. So we'll get up to like 5 ports on both of these. Just to make sure that we've got a good infrastructure. Of course, building railways would also do some of that. But that will give us a lot more convoys because we need drastically more. Let me also... I suppose what I could do... I forget. Where do I do that again? There's a button to reset the modifiers in here. Or the production methods. But I suppose we can just quickly go through. So we'll definitely get the current markets. And I suppose gas street lines would be fine. We can probably use the public trams. Or even the public motor carriages, to be fair. It's going to reduce labor. Oh, that's going to be something we need to do in pretty much all the states, really. So that's at least a little bit in there. Tooling workshops, we're going to use the machine steel tools. Rotovalve engines. So we don't have rubber in here yet. But that will be fixed eventually. We'll do a little bit luxury furniture. We can probably reduce the labor use a bit further, as much as possible in here, so there will then be plenty. Oh, there we go. Reset production methods in North Madagascar. That should now all be... Oh, it's not actually the best that we can get. Right over here, we can't get too much further than that. On the textile mill, then the logging camp. We don't have rails in here. Steam Donkey, we could maybe reduce labor use a bit further. Maybe get the hardwood production over here as well, so there's a bit of a local supply of that. And fishing wharf, we can get the steam trawlers. The whaling station will definitely get the steam-powered whalers as well. And the farms, let's get the chemical fertilizers. And maybe the threshing machines. Plantations, we can... Do we need too much... I don't think we need too much stuff over there. So livestock ranches. Get the slaughterhouses. Intensive wool gathering. We can use the barbed wire fences. And then the government administration will get that one. We're spending a lot of money right now. Of course, we're building a kind of... quite a massive amount, let's be honest. So there is that. Of course, there might be a little bit of... actually, how's the market access in here? It's not too bad. They are struggling a little bit, mind you, but that's not too bad. We can also go out and get the philosophy departments in the university. And the port, of course, needs to get the industrial port. Provide plenty of convoys. And we'll just quickly check the other states here. Oh, we did get a couple barracks as well. But there we go. So that should be... Well, it's a bit expensive. We've got a lot of money, though. And not too much unrealized taxes. We've got a massive amount of bureaucracy out of this as well. We've got 112 million GDP now. We're still number 8 in terms of prestige. Ooh, we could establish a colonial administration. You know what? That's not actually a terrible idea. We do still want to kind of build stuff in there, but I suppose if it's a colony, we can still do that. We're not going to do that quite yet. I just want to hold on to these for a little while to make sure that they are getting the rubber plantations. Also, I suppose we might go ahead and build a few coal mines there. Then up here, there's probably not too much that we need to do. We'll get a couple coffee plantations. I suspect that that's going to be something that we need a decent chunk in our market. I'm guessing coffee is still probably one of the highest demands. Not the highest now anymore. But yeah, it's still relatively high up here. Of course, the engines is not something that we'll hopefully start getting... Oh, low progress to consideration. There we go. Homesteading is at least going forward. But now that we're getting the power situation, let's actually have a quick look at that. I know that we're pretty much at the end of the episode here. But we'll just quickly have a look at the rail prices. So Arabistan is not too bad. We don't have motor engines in there. We also got the... Oh yeah, we got 2 power plants. Are we using that in the textile? But we are using some of it. 100 over there. Still got some extra after that. Well, I say extra. There's not really that much. There's already balance of minus 44. I think the railways, if we were to go for the electric trains, that would be quite nice. But at the same time, yeah, we don't really have the electricity of most of the states right now to really go for that one. But as I said, unfortunately, we are at the end of this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, get the links down below in the description. Part of that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.